name's Ollie Marshall and I'm the creative behind Friends on Every Street. I grew up in Headon, but I was all over the city through skating. I fell in love with skating when I was in primary school. So as much as I was in Headon a lot, and that is definitely where I'm from, I'm a man of the city, I reckon. Yeah. I mean, if it weren't for when I say skating as well, it was like the rollerblading equivalent of that. So there was a really good scene at the time, like when Route 1 was open down Savile Street and Rock City was originally open. That's when like primary school fell in love with it. Met some really good friends, still my best friends now, and that's kind of put me on a path of where I've got to, I believe. Yeah, absolutely. The skate scene in Hull is massively back up. Same with the BMX scene. Got some really talented guys here, but it just dipped for a while. So it was kind of like my generation, and then a bit of a lull where people were still doing stuff. But now it's definitely back at it. I think like it's like the skating stuff massively put me on like the path to where I've got to. But it was like the skating got me into graffiti, so I paint graffiti. I don't know how many people know that, I'm sure most do, but paint graffiti, and then it was kind of like falling in love with graffiti and letter forms and stuff like that. So I still paint now, and that's what kind of made me want to step into like the digital world and stuff, and just try my hand at that. And that's accidentally how Friends on Every Street was born, really. I mean, there was definitely a time where I doubted myself as, I don't really like the term artist, creative or anything, but as a person that likes to do something he enjoys, I'll put it as that way. So I definitely doubted what I was doing, and there was, especially at the times in the city, it's been quite a place that wasn't welcoming of artists as such, or like it was weird to be an artist or it was weird to be a creative. And I think just doubting myself in that time really was silly, because I do some absolutely ridiculous stuff and people love it. So probably should have just took myself a bit more serious, give myself a bit of a break, really. Goals would be just to enjoy life, like we've just been through the last 2 years has been absolutely crazy. I want time over money. I think I've just learnt a lot of life lessons. I've got a little girl, want to spend as much time with her as I can, spend as little amount of time at work as possible, just try and rebalance stuff out. Like, fell into an apprenticeship when I was 16, 17, like worked every day since, and just want to stop juggling as much stuff and take some time back, enjoy my life, and then just see how much of Friends on Every Street will allow me to do that. Just have fun with it and then go from there, really. No big pressures, hopefully. So Hull is important to me because it's where all my family and friends are from. I think it's where we've been brought up to not have any pride for ourselves, and I think it's really shown now, because it's when we hit 2016, 2017, you've never met a prouder place, and everyone that's visited absolutely loves the place. So Hull's important to me because it's the underdog, and it shouldn't be let to ever go back there. It should always remind everyone that you thought we was rubbish when we was actually class. And I think, again, going back to like the creative scene and all these other cultures in the city, we've got a lot of really good stuff here that have just been bubbling away naturally, and that's why Hull is so important to people that are visiting and to myself, and that's why I really like to work with other independents and drum them up, because they deserve it. You know, when everyone wasn't interested, they were still trying to crack on. And I think Friends on Every Street will always just be a Hull brand, a Hull creative platform. It'll definitely be a Hull Yorkshire platform. I think I'd go as far as like, you know, showing my love for Yorkshire, but as for other cities, no, they don't deserve it. Hull's the only one that deserves my heart, so So Friends on Every Street was an outlet, a creative outlet from me as a graffiti artist. I originally never intended on doing any Hull artwork at all. It was never meant to be what it is at all. It was just me using my skill sets that I had through like a sign making background and create like a digital background and just trying to create artwork for myself. And it's become kind of like an alternative tourist information point. It's become a place where people can see what other independents are up to, and it's just become like a celebration of Hull and its people. And yeah, and it, you know, and I really am into like trying to give back to the people and the independents, because if it weren't for them, I mean, it's the silliest thing in the world really, and everyone supported it. So that's very important to me. It's become kind of like more than just me creating artwork. It's become stuff for the people. Being consistent, being friendly, collaborating with other people, you know, it's not just about Instagram, it's about doing things in real life and actually going to say hello to people. You know, Instagram's great and it gets you, you know, a slight success for like sales or like for getting your work out there, but if you're not actually going out in real life, it's all irrelevant. So sharing other people's content as well is massively important. And I think as well, something that I learned over lockdown, which I wasn't that aware of, because I am a bit rubbish really, is like Instagram shopping is absolutely key. Instagram shopping is I put that out there for anyone that's trying to sell anything on Instagram, get Instagram shopping. I've been very lucky and very blessed, but I think I've just accidentally hit a nerve with the people of Hull. Again, like going back to the fact that we was kind of downtrodden a bit, you know, people didn't really want to know. I think kind of what I've tapped into is the underdog again, and it's not too deep, it's not too artistic. I'm not that person. Again, I don't class myself as an artist or a creative as such. I just want to have fun and people enjoy it, and that to me is all I'm after really. So I think it's just been quite like low level. People just get it, they don't need to think too much about it, and everyone's just had fun with it really. My biggest achievements would be, both personally and this really, like, would be Friends on Every Street, the doors it's opened, the people it's allowing me to work with, the pop-ups I've put on. The first pop-up I did in particular down Humber Street was amazing, like 2-3 days, it was packed, constant. I just didn't expect any of it, and I still don't expect any of it. If I had a magic ball, I would say I'm probably going to look at pushing Friends on Every Street into more of a space, a studio space for me, with a pop-up shop element, and just trying to mix the worlds a bit, I think, with everything that I'm doing, with all the strings to my bow, try and put them under one space, and also like trying to help other independents and creatives. I get asked for advice quite a lot, and I don't always know if it's good advice, but maybe if I created a space that had an exhibition wall and people could exhibit their work in there and stuff like that, I think that's kind of the pipe dream for it, but whether I do that or not, I'm not sure. But other than that, probably just spending all my money on independence still. Yeah.
So do you have anything upcoming, anything you want to promote or mention?
Let me have a think. I've got some interesting projects coming up, hopefully, with other local businesses. So I've been speaking to like Aunt Bessie's, and I've been speaking to like Visit Hull and stuff like that. So I've got some top secret stuff in the works, so you'll know when it happens. But yeah, other than that, I'm just having a slow start, I think, and just trying to take time to think.
Is there anything else you want to add?
Thank you very much to everyone that's helped support and has enjoyed it. This is as much your thing as it is mine, and I'm starting to run out of ideas, so if anyone wants to chuck me any, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.